Hey guys, it's again Jack and Marcel. We are here again for another episode of the Beazy podcast. Today we have here Marta Pang. Glad you made it. Just tell our audience something about you. What are you doing? And
So I'm Marta Pan. So I'm from Hong Kong. I'm working as a photographer for almost 4 years right now. I just moved here in Berlin for 2 years. Now I'm working as a full-time photographer here. Anything you want to know?
And why Berlin?
Because of the weather and the traffic. It's very nice. Nah, just kidding.
Better than Hong Kong.
About 2 hours. I was pretty burned out right before I came to Berlin. I was working in a production house for 3 years. It's mainly focused on commercial advertisement. I was doing that a lot. At some point, I just feel like I'm a little bit like trapped there, and I want to change like the environment and also my lifestyle. So I thought of going to somewhere for like working holiday for a very long time, and that was the chance that I just like decided, okay, let's go to somewhere that's not that expensive and people who can speak English. And then that's why I'm here.
And you like
Great,
it so far?
Yeah, it's really good. Like I didn't have like a hard time to get to used to the lifestyle here. It's pretty chill, and it's things get slower here, so everything it's pretty good too.
Awesome.
So far.
Awesome. And what's your favorite in Berlin so far? What did you enjoy in Berlin?
I love the summer here. I used to hate summer so much in Hong Kong.
Of course, yeah.
It's very wet, but here
humid and yeah,
exactly. But here, like everyone just goes out and have fun and just chill in the park.
Yeah.
We don't have that like opportunity in Hong Kong.
Great. And we saw your portfolio, and we have to say like it's a really impressive aesthetic touch to your work. So how do you, like, we were curious, like when you have a scene, like how do you approach a scene? We also saw that you construct the scene or compose the scene yourself, or how do you approach your pictures?
So do you have it in mind completely before you take it, or is it some on the go? How's the process?
Yeah, I do a lot of pre-production before I really press the shutter. Like everything is like ready and like wellly prepared. I normally have one very simple ideas, like or just one picture in my mind, or just one sentence that I want to present it in visual. Then I will start from there, and I love to add a lot of props and also take care of costume by myself, and also look for models and everything. I normally have like very clear image or the how do you say, like compositions in my mind that I want to how do you say, like execute. Sometimes I draw it, sometimes I just bear it in mind. So pretty much everything is like before the shoot. Happens before the shoot.
Did you shoot film before? Because this sounds like a lot of film photographers did it exactly like this, because now digital, a lot of people, they just run and gun, But the people who come from film, they usually plan more. So did you start with film or digital?
I did like try like taking films for like a year because of study, and I didn't like it so much because I really enjoyed the process, like doing post-production and also composite, and also like bringing something that you can't really take it in daily life, and then it's just like your imagination that can be blow up during like post-production. So I just gave up taking films anymore. Like I'm mainly focused on digital.
And which camera do you use right now?
I'm using, like I've been using like 5D Mark III for a very long time.
Great.
Amazing camera.
Yeah, amazing. Like before that I had like a very like entry level camera, which is like 450D, something like this. Yeah. And then my lens is like 24-70, and one is 85mm and 50mm. So I always go with this 3 camera.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite lens or one that you use more than the others?
I most of time I use 24-70. That's the most convenient because I move a lot during shooting.
Yeah, you can do everything with it.
It's very flexible. Yeah.
Exactly. It's really good camera. Really good lens.
Yeah, I love the lens.
Very lovely aperture.
Yeah, for people who have not much experience on the working side in the commercial studio background, like how is it your day look like? Yeah, do you spend more time on taking pictures or editing or meetings?
Do you mean the working on the commercial project with clients?
Yeah.
Well, normally when the client finds you, they already have like some sort of idea or like concept that wants you to execute. So you normally just like talk with the client, and then you do like a mood board to them, and when they accept, and then you start looking for models, props, like normal pre-production. Is it normal? I don't know.
And you do it all by yourself. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but when I was working in the last company, which is a production house, like we do have our own art director, and also we have our own producer. So I mainly deal with the clients and shooting, and we also have like a lighting director there. So we mainly work as a kind of big team. Yeah. So people like we take care of our own tasks. Like I normally take care of the mood board and and also talking with clients and editing as well. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
And how did you start photography? So did it find you? Did you find it? What's the story?
It's actually very funny because I like my childhood had nothing to do with photography. Like, I grew up with like nothing like related to photography, but I wanted to be a vet and like to do something with animals, like taking care of animals, stuff like this. And then like when I was Form 3, I think around 14 or 13 years old, like my brother just reset my computer without backing up my stuff. So everything there was gone, and including like a lot of photos from my childhood. And that was the moment that triggered me like, oh, photo is actually
valuable,
very important to a person. And I feel like I like my childhood was gone, and I would just feel like, oh, I have nothing left. And then starting from that point, I started taking photos more and more, and it's kind of eventually lead to this path. Yeah,
awesome.
I should thank my
brother for deleting.
Thanks for resetting my computer.
Do you enjoy video as well, or is it like more photography? Or
it's interesting because like years before I was here with my working holiday visa, I was mainly doing video. I was working with a media company in Hong Kong, so I did a lot of travel videos, and also it's like a one-man band. Like I have my ideas and I go location scouting, and then I was also sometimes in front of camera, like introducing that place. It was a very, very interesting
one girl show.
Wow, very, very nice experience. And I love like taking video and also like try to figure out like what composition is the best and what foreground should I use and blah blah blah, this kind of technical stuff. But when it comes to editing, I was like struggling a lot.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I could do like filming, but not editing. That would be the perfect situation.
I'm totally on your side for that. I really enjoy always the process of filming it, but always when I come to my computer with all of these files and all of this stuff, I'm like, oh no, can somebody else do this for me?
Yeah, you know what's the most difficult part for me when it comes to like editing video. Like when you edit photos, you can listen to music, you can have like I don't know, like YouTube channels going on, but like with
editing, you have to be
like,
very focused. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also when you cut on music, you like listen to the same soundtrack over and over and over and over again. It's like horrible.
At the end of the video, you hate it anyway, so
you can't listen to it anymore.
Exactly. Like after you finish the video, you don't want to look at it like for maybe half a year.
Yeah.
Because we have sung it like 1,000 times.
And which program did you use, like Premiere Pro or?
For videos?
Yeah.
For the video, I use Premiere Pro.
Okay.
And for photos, I only use Photoshop and Lightroom.
Okay.
So I organize my photos in Lightroom, and I did like I normally do a lot of like basic adjustments and like brightness, contrast, and some colors adjustment, and then import to Photoshop to
finish it.
Yeah,
creative
refine.
Work.
Creative process.
So far, we have seen you have worked with many companies and brands. So, what's your favorite project? Or what was your favorite project so far?
I recently just finished a project with IM and also Oppo. So, I feel like it's like a very funny project for me. Like it's kind of one of my favorite projects in like recently. Yeah, because they reach out to me and saying like, hey, they like your work and they want to work with you, and we don't have any topic concept. You just need to use their phone to film everything you want, and it's just kind of like
giving all the freedom to you.
Yeah, exactly. Just like doing your own,
which can go
projects.
either way. You know, like sometimes when they give you the right direction, you know what to do, and when they leave you free, you have more responsibility to figure out what what works best. Exactly.
That's also like a little bit risky, you know. I also like ask like, but like you at least you need to give me maybe a frame. Then I can play with it inside the frame. But indeed, it's like very great that someone gives you like a lot of freedom to play around.
For sure,
they value your own
style. They trust you that you will make something good out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So normally, like client which you with a concept already, so you can play with that, but not so much on you. So that's very good. That's one of my favorite projects so far.
And do you also have any own projects you are working on right now, or do you do the photography in your free time as well right now, or is it more just for clients?
I'm not working as a full-time photographer, so I'm also doing a lot of like photo shoot related work already, and I stopped my personal project for a while. I think for like 2 months, because I also with a lot of freelance works coming in. So, but after that, I think I was started with a new like personal project because I feel like side project is always give you a lot of value than just working.
Yeah, I always feel it when I have like a lot of, I'm also a full-time photographer since 11 months. And I also feel it always when a lot of work is coming, I really like it. But afterwards, when it's over and I can finish on my own projects again, then I feel like how much fun it is. And I really have so much fun with my camera again. And then also the results getting really, really good. So I think when you only work, then it's maybe sometimes you can lose the fun of shooting. But when you do some fun stuff every now and then it's like but that's at least how it works for me.
Yeah, because if you work for one company, normally you need to focus on just one thing.
Yes, yeah.
Like for example, if you do for furniture, if you do for products, so you can only focus on one thing. But when you do your own project, you can just be free. Like you can do whatever you want, and also choose the people that you want to work with.
It's the most important thing. One of the most important.
Yeah.
That fits your style. That actually reflects what you can do.
Yeah, and it's mostly things that you would enjoy most shooting yourself. So it's mostly a lot of fun.
But sometimes I'll also like have a little burnt out, you know, like because you already do a lot of photography work, and then aside you just want to just lie down. Not doing anything.
Sure. And also like one thing which we were really impressed with is that you cover people, you do commercial shoots, you do like product photography. So which is your favorite niche?
I started photography, like I started like shooting products at the beginning, and I really love it because I don't have to deal with people.
This is why I shoot architecture.
Yeah, exactly. Just doing something that is like not alive, like that.
So I'm the people person here.
Sorry, people.
I wasn't very confident to like guide models. You know, like I'm very afraid of working with models, stylists, and also producer clients all together at the same like spot, like at the same space, and you just feel very freaked out. And so I mainly liked to just play around with products. But when I was working in the last company, like I got the chance to work with a lot of people, and I get used to it. And also I built up my own team, and I really love that. So I started like shooting people more and more, and then now it became my
You're used to
it, my favorite one. Like now I just feel like the product doesn't move at all. How can I do it? Like,
maybe I should give it a try as well. I don't know, for me it was like before, I've been working as an IT technician, and even there when somebody was looking on my screen, when what I was doing, I could not work as when I'm alone, you know? With photography it's the same. I feel like when I'm alone and like no distraction, nothing, then I can be more creative, or I see more things, and I don't know.
Like when you're on set, like there's like tons of eyes looking at you because you are the focus. It even gets a little bit stressed when the camera connected to like tethered to your monitor. So every single shoot that you take, it comes to the monitor directly. So you just feel very stressed.
Yeah, very controlled. But you get used to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it just, it's just a matter of time.
How was it in the beginning?
Oh wow! I remember the first kind of like a formal shoot with a model from a model agency. I was really freaked out. I couldn't sleep for the whole night, and I was like looking for some references and what should I do? What should I talk with the models? What when should I be there and everything? I did little. Like single little details that you would just like,
and also coming to the big screen on the spot, then people immediately give you feedback. It can be like judgmental, or it can be like, oh, good or really bad on the spot. Then you have to still boost up and continue working.
Yeah, and especially when the models are already experienced. And when they just come to you and they might. Like it's just like all happens in your mind. You just have this mind, like have these thoughts in your mind when doing shooting. You're just like, oh, maybe they think like this. But when you grow the confidence, like you just like stop thinking about this. You're more focused on your work because you can't just take like a perfect picture at like I don't know like at the first 10 shoots. So it's mainly just.
But it motivates me to try it more often.
And also, like you have won many awards, like Tokyo Awards or International Photography Awards, IM Awards, and so on. First of all, congratulations. And how did it help your work?
What you like normally get a little bit attention during that time, but afterwards you actually don't really have a lot of like work opportunity from that competition.
Yeah.
Maybe at least maybe you win like the first prize.
Yeah.
But maybe if like a second or third, normally it just like gets a little bit attention from it. Of course, it's also very good, but it really depends like or relies on your daily work or it's like your consistent work.
Consistency, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. And yeah.
You got something?
Nope. Yeah, sure.
For the prizes, did you like sign up for the prizes yourself, or did they like reach out to you and told
To
you
participate? Yeah.
Yeah, because how is this working? We also want to win prizes.
It's always like it's like a very hard like topic for every photographer working in this industry. It also depends on the like areas, because I feel like the price here in Berlin comparing to in Hong Kong, it's totally different as well. Of course, I feel like the industry has like a little bit like went down because maybe because like lots of competitors and lots of people are also doing the same things. But mainly you would ask what I do is I would ask the client for the budget first. Yeah, I also have my daily rate, which is like the lowest one. If it's below to my daily rate, I won't take it.
Yeah.
So normally I would just we started from there and to calculate how much time do I need to involve. Do I need to like bring my own gear and extra persons to help me and extra lighting and all those things comes to
adds to the cost that you
adds to the cost. If it's like a independent brand, normally you charge less. And if it's like a brand advertisement, then you charge a little bit more because and also you need to calculate the license, how to use it. I'm still learning it. I mean, we can like exchange a little bit like when it comes to price.
And like a lot of many photographers in the beginning, like when they want to get into the field or approaching a brand or a client to work with, they always struggle like what they can charge. Like what would you advise as a beginner who want to get into the industry, like a baseline, how much they can charge?
You mean in terms of the price?
Yeah.
It really depends on like what you think about your level. What level are you at? Like, are you just like, do you have a full-time job supporting you? You're doing this just like a side job, or you're a full-time photographer. It's completely different path to take to charge. If you're just working side job, you can just. I always have this like mindset, just as long as you are happy with that. Because it's hard for us to just tell people like once
a
particular
number.
That's the price and that's it.
Like if you feel happy, if you feel worth to do that, like I'm also happy to do something for free if it brings me value, if I'm happy with the result, or it's like something I can try with. So I'm also willing to do this. And if you are working as a full-time photographer, like normally you charge a little bit more because it includes everything, all the daily
gear
course,
and everything.
in your life. So I normally just try. I normally start with like an hour rate, like how much is the lowest. And then you
build it
with
from
your experience improve, then you can charge a little bit more.
Sure, because I asked this question because like many people always struggle giving a number to what they
especially
can.
in the beginning, because
Exactly.
when you start out, you don't know like what's the market price. Because some people sell it for like $10, others sell it for 10 grand. So it's like really hard finding a price. But I think what you told is like one of the best ways is what is it worth to yourself. And when you think this is worth to me, and you you're convinced from that, and you can also sell it with a good heart, and it will mostly work. So I think that's a good way. But also like asking a lot of people in the same business also can give you like a help. So where are they around and where to set the price?
Yeah, that's very true. Like you have to meet people like in the area, like the same industry, and then to ask them around the price.
This is what I did in the beginning all the time. After 3 months, they told me, dude, you're doing it for 3 months, now stop asking. Now you can do it on your own.
I also saw some like article like teaching you how to price yourself. And there's like a very rational calculation that you can do it. Like, for example, if you charge for example, you charge for like 20 euro for yourself, and then you also need to add on your gear. And maybe you can just divide it to a year. And also your website and transportation and everything.
Education you did. And all
exactly. Yes. Then it comes up with a price. Maybe you think it's like reasonable. Maybe you don't think so. Like, so it's really very personal issue.
And also the client, like you told, when it's like a huge brand, then it's like more money, and when it's like for a startup, then you charge less normally.
Exactly. I also did some projects like very simple but they have a lot of budget, and also like did a lot like it's very complicated, but like the money is like fair, so it's very hard to say.
For sure. For me, it's also when I have an offer from like a brand I really love, even when they are big, but I really love the product and I really love the brand, then I can also go for a bit lower price, even when I know they have more.
Sure.
But it's like I really love the project and I want to do it, and then it's okay. But when it's not like this, then the price should work.
And also you can also think of if you have a chance to work with them in long term. You can also give a little bit like a discount price.
And you can also show them like your potential and stuff.
Exactly. We are on the same page.
Totally. Also, I saw your work is like really unique. Where do you get your inspiration from? Is it like just in your mind, or do you look some magazines, articles, or where is it coming from?
I had a really bad habit, like from working in a commercial advertisement, because when you work with clients, they always need you to find reference. References like how the model will be posed, how the lighting is, and how the background is. So I get used to doing that. And when I was doing my own project, I was looking up like other people's work a lot. Yeah, that's really bad. Like at some point, just feel like no, it's just that's a lot coming into my mind, and sometimes you don't really realize you're copying someone.
I often have that.
Exactly. Like you thought it's your first mind, you thought it's your idea, but no, it's actually just from other people's
what
concepts.
you consumed before. Yeah,
exactly. So I stopped doing that, and I'm like try to take like I try to watch something that's like not from photography, maybe painting, or maybe just from daily life. Like a lot of them are from just like a very tiny experience or moment. Or for example, when I get stuck in the bus, then I when I look out the window, then I find something.
Which inspires you.
Exactly. And also books, and I don't read a lot of magazines. So and also like the interaction with people. I love taking photo of my friends. Like most of the photos are like they are my friends. So I always like when I interact with my friends, I can find something unique from them, their characters, and then I would just have mindset like and
you're also already super familiar with them.
Exactly, very comfortable.
Super easy to shoot with them.
Exactly.
Comfortable, and you can go to the ask them to post something. Which
you
feel
can
shy.
Just talk out of
Exactly.
I actually really love to work with people who without modeling experience,
Mm-hmm.
because you feel like they are more easy to control. Not like control, but like they don't, you know, they are very amateurs. Like they sometimes just have this kind of like a little bit awkward feelings in front of camera.
Mm-hmm.
But when you lead it to like slowly into the mood, you just find that like successful feelings, like that you are getting to it. So that's also like very nice process.
Are they still friends with you?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen them for a long time. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, like what this we normally ask to people, like what advice would you give for new photographers who are entering this field? Some mistakes they should avoid.
Or some mistakes they should do
They
immediately.
should,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I would like suggest people to like
Try everything,
they try
mess
it,
everything, and then learn from it. Yeah.
That's true. Like there's a lot of like tutorial that you can see on YouTube, and everyone's like teaching you how to do just the stuff. But even though you are following 100% how they are doing, you can't replicate the same thing. So it's always like trying out yourself, like make as many
mistakes in the beginning as possible.
As you can, because like as many you make right now, like as like less you will make in the future. So it's really good to just try out and just try everything, like not just limit yourself to, oh, I want to take just this one and this one, but you can learn a lot from just also, like, for example, if you love taking picture of people, but you can also try with product, because you can play with the light. You can You can also play around with the composition. So
exactly,
that's all the experience that you can apply to other photos.
Sure. And also, like, one of the common things is that people when they're beginning, of course, like we have also come from the seen that or done that in the beginning, that we always complain, okay, we don't have the best gear, we don't have the best environment, not the best light or something. I, for example, like recently worked on with an international product photos, and I just took it in a corner of my room with no perfect light or anything, not even a perfect table. I just made it up and then used it. So a lot of, like, of course, when I started, I was also complaining a lot that, okay, I don't have anything perfect, but it's when you are trying out different things and really getting outside your comfort zone, you really find different ways to work with the environment you have.
Yeah, I think the less gear you have, the more creative you
exactly.
get.
You
have
focused.
to do something special, or it will just look shit, you know?
Exactly.
It's kind of like try to over your limits.
True.
Yeah.
And what is your opinion on social media these days?
I'm suck at that.
But why? You're super successful. You have
exactly,
pictures, or you could get a blue badge. Why are you not showing?
I'm really. I just really, like the strategy that I worked on social media. It's always like, okay, I have like a desire. Okay, I need to go on social media, and then at some point I reached the limit. I was like, go down, and then I'm not on social media anymore. And then I was like, this is always like up and down, because I don't know, I'm not I always feel a little bit not insecure, but a little bit anxious by looking at people's photo, and there's a lot going on. You always have this like fears of missing out. So the more chance I opened Instagram, the more chance that I get to like see it. So that's why, like, even for the time that I upload photos, I just like struggle. I think you guys are expert than me. Like.
So I guess, like, if you're feeling about Instagram like that, I'm sure you're not on TikTok yet, right?
I know that, like, I knew that, like, before it came to Europe, it was very
Douban,
popular
right?
it was very popular in China already. Yeah.
And yeah, like because before you came in, like we were looking at your social media and we were like, okay, like she has worked on so many amazing projects and her work is really cool. But why isn't she
Thanks.
active on Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just maybe I should like also take some lessons from you.
Sure,
guys.
I think like Instagram, you could even show your work to more clients and
Yeah,
more
yeah.
people could find you, you know?
Because it's in the
that's
hand
true.
and it's easily accessible and yeah.
There's a lot to learn there. It's not just posting a picture like every single day. It's like, I understand that. That's why like I also try to look at some tutorial how to do social media. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you guys.
You should come to
our
Yeah, sure. And so how do you get your work from, or where do you get your work from? How does a client reach you, or how do you reach your clients?
When I was in Hong Kong, like because I work in a production house. At the first year, I mainly work as a assistant and also photographer trainee. I didn't really have any work or just like assistance work.
Learning as much as you can. Yeah,
exactly. And then like on the second years, I just start getting work like from the company. Yeah, because I work with a lot of clients, and then they got back to me, and also my the photographer that I used to work with, and he was very good, and then I was very grateful that he gave me a lot of chance to try.
Your mentor.
Yeah, exactly. Like he actually tried to like sell me out to the clients. Yeah, and I got some personal work already. So they the photographer just like sent out my portfolio to the clients and ask them, if you want to work with her, like we have a photographer ready. So I got some work from there. Like I started working with brands there.
Cool.
So it was really nice, and there's a lot of clients that I work in long terms, like for me maybe 3 months and some even for a year. Yeah, it was really good. Like slowly, I think it's really good that if you don't have any experience or you don't have any connection, you work with a bigger company, and you always get very good connection or work opportunity from that. Like, but in Berlin,
many people recommend us. Right?
Exactly.
It's like you can get a lot of chances there, and that's how I also met my like makeup artist, stylist, and art director. Yeah.
But in the beginning, you worked as an employee, and now you are.
I'm also an employee now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working for a clothing brand in Berlin. Yeah, so I'm shooting mostly their clothing. Like they have like a monthly collections. So it's a little bit like fashion photography. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have seen both the fast-paced industry in Hong Kong and also in Europe, like in Berlin industry. How do you describe the difference?
You mean the what kind of industry?
In Hong Kong, like the same, you did photography in Hong Kong and also here. So how do you see, what kind of differences do you see in both the markets?
I really like the environment or the atmosphere here on the set. Because in Hong Kong, like people are very stressed out. We always have like work overtime, like maybe 20 hours for the shoot. Of course, it happens here as well, but not like that often.
Sure.
Yeah. It was very stressed out. People are very like how do you say that? Not anxious, but like angry all the time. Yeah, we're always like swearing a lot, like swearing to each other. And I got swear like, I don't know. I just got swear at the first day when I worked there. So it was like kind of like the whole industry is pretty like under stress.
Yeah.
But here, like people are a little bit more chill. Yeah, and the time is a little bit more slower.
Sure.
Yeah, I really like this. Like you don't have to work under stress.
Sure.
Yeah.
There it's more like a result-based work environment, right? Like you need more results in a very short time.
Yeah.
Because staying also lived in China, and there it's the same environment. And it's also the reason why I moved here, because I was also kind of burnt out in the industry, like working all the time, and you are constantly under stress, like you are constantly like
I remember
burnt out.
I was handling like a shoot about like we were shooting diamond. It was very expensive, and then after the shooting that we need to deal with the diamond delivery stuff, and then after that we did a lot of retouching, like for maybe 20, like
It's a horrible product to shoot.
Yeah, 20 20 and PSD. Yeah, and it was really like stress, like you work like 18 hours every day, and you need to work like over nights as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, but here's like people are more chill. And you can see the movement, when you're on the set, when you ask people to do that, like
sure
going super slow, and
they're running.
Of course,
someone's tracing them.
But honestly, like diamonds are really horrible product to shoot because like it reflects everywhere. Exactly.
And stuff.
It was horrible.
I even found cars horrible, but a diamond is
But now I think more people prefer. I'm not so sure about diamond, but a lot of furniture already like doing like rendering. They're not taking photos anymore. Yeah. So you can see like how the industry shifts.
Because the realistic renderings are amazing these days, and you can get almost close like a picture. There's also one thing which I do every day, creating renders as well. And like you can not imagine, like you can really create realistic product over there with all the lighting and environment. You can take a picture of your of a studio and then place it in the rendering software, and you can use that as your background. You can use the light sources as the product lights. It's pretty fucking close to a reality, and
But what kind of like a rendering software do you use?
I do the 3D modeling as well. So I model the product and then I bring it to a software called Keyshot. And there I can apply hundreds of different materials that is available, and I can play with the lights, and I can really create like a realistic product.
Because I'm also learning like this kind of 3D modeling. I'm learning Blender.
Yeah, Blender is a really cool software.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw a guy. It's called Blender Guru. It's a father to Blender. Yeah, I'm following him to do some like tutorial, which is really nice. Like,
it's pretty
really,
cool. Yeah,
like, replicate everything from live. Yeah, that's also very good. Like you can just render some things from your computer.
Sure.
And you can put a person there. And
yeah.
Future is going to be interesting.
Exactly.
No one is taking photos anymore.
Just getting rendered.
Exactly. Yeah, it is pretty scary, like how close it is coming to photography these days.
As we spoke before the podcast about it, we still think that the good eye of a photographer is still necessary. So even if you render everything and stuff, you will still need a composition. You have to know where the light should come from and all of this stuff. Sure. I think we still will have a job in the future.
At least for the near future.
Until
still safe.
Yeah. When you shoot with models, where do you find them? Is it like you have like your friends gang of models and you call them, or is there an agency you work together, or is the client sending you the models and you choose one?
And for my personal projects, I always go for friends first. I would just search through my friends which one is the most suitable one. If I can't find any, then I'll start looking for model agency. I would just send them email with the mood board and also the day and time, and telling them like if they could have like maybe send like 1 or 2 models to us. Normally they have like new faces and they would like to be shoot. So it's pretty easy to require a model from a model agency. But I also prefer looking for people on Facebook or Facebook, because I'm not very on Instagram. release my age. Yeah.
And when you like book the models from the agency, then you include it in the price for the client, or
if
you just make the math before and think, okay, I need a model, so I will add a bit of extra cost to the price, or
if it's a pay job, like a commercial job, normally they have a model already. Like they have this type of model, and then we would just look for that models and give them choice. Like we would also send out the model agency telling them how much budget that we can pay, and then they will send bunch of model within that price. We just pick some and present to the client. They can choose from that. So normally if you need to take care of model, of course the model fee would be included.
It's interesting. Because something was what I was thinking about a lot. Because for me, I'm shooting like mainly architecture, so I don't need models that often, but sometimes I need them, and I ask mostly friends. But I also thought about like for a shoot, get a professional, because it's like faster. You don't have to worry about all of the stuff, and the results will be better. So
Sure.
You don't have to direct them so much because they know what is the best.
Yeah, they know from where they look good. They know their poses and everything. So.
Yeah, exactly. So but looking models from social media is also very good.
You mean like Instagram?
Social media, Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, because the company that I'm working, we sometimes also source models from Instagram. They are very good, like in terms of like modeling and dealing with the light. They know how to like pose with the light. So they are also very professional. That's, I think, something which surprised me.
And like what was like a project day, or like where did you foresee your work getting published, and how did you feel first time?
I'm actually the next target or like a goal that I want to do is to have my exhibitions. But of course, I'm still working on it. I'm like in the contact with some organizations, but I also want to just have my own project for that exhibition, because I don't want to exhibit my own work. I really want to have just what the whole ideas for the exhibition.
Something special.
It's something about post-production. I would like to try to use photos with installations and combine together to do some work like
awesome
this.
that would look super cool.
Because I just don't want my photo to be just handed there and people just come in and walk around and go out. I also want them to see how the photo interact with the environment and also the object that I put there, and that would be my initial ideas.
It's pretty impossible for us. We cannot bring in buildings and streets in it.
Maybe it's a tiny model, like 3D printing. You can print
3D printing.
I print it out.
I can 3D print. As well.
My favorite buildings printed.
And then you can start doing like architecture photos.
Sure.
Any other upcoming projects you are working on or you want to share today?
It's actually just like the exhibition idea that I mentioned. So that's pretty much the thing I am going for right now. Because it will be pretty like long progress process to work on. So I think I would just try to do less like pay work and just focus on this one. That's my plans right now.
Cool. And where can people find your work?
Not on Instagram.
No, just kidding. I'm on Instagram. I'm still there. I'm still on there.
I saw you, and you should really check it out. The photos are amazing.
Thanks. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, which is like Marta, MartaZMata. Or you can just not Google Instagram like Marta Pan, and then you can find me.
Or all the links to her profile will be added in the description box below for you guys to check it out later. Marta, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really fun. And we will see you guys once again with another guest soon. Until then, bye from Jack and Marcel
and
Marta.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.